A practical guide. No fluff. Real-life examples. Your thoughts aren't just words in your head. They're living energy, sending signals into the universe. Whatever you focus on expands. Your attention is the most powerful tool for shaping reality. And right now, it's sculpting the world around you, even if you're unaware of it. I'll show you 5 powerful, proven steps you can start using today to consciously direct this force. And most importantly, at the end, I'll share 5 real-life examples of how these steps transformed reality. Ready to take the wheel? Then pay close attention. Here's the hidden truth: thoughts alone aren't enough. Manifestation only happens when you deeply feel the outcome as if it's already real. If you desire abundance but your inner state is fear and scarcity, you'll only amplify and attract more lack. Your emotions generate a powerful energy field. The universe doesn't hear your words, it senses your vibration. That's why you must tune yourself to the frequency of what you want to receive. Your dominant feeling is the true architect of your life. So how do you learn to manage your emotions and make them work for you, not against you? Great, let's move from theory to action. I'll give you 5 practical steps. These aren't exercises, they're keys that unlock your inner power, one by one. Step 1 is a conscious shift of focus, creating a new reality in your imagination. Choose one area of your life where you feel stuck. Take a sheet of paper and honestly write down your current state. For example, I constantly worry about not having enough money. Now, on the same page, write a statement that's the complete opposite. For instance, I live in a state of effortless financial flow and abundance. Now close your eyes. For 60 seconds, immerse yourself in this new vision. Don't just imagine it, live it. See the details of this new world. Hear the sounds around you. And most importantly, feel the joy, peace, and confidence that fill you. Experience it as if it's already your reality. Repeat this practice daily. You've created a clear image. But how do you charge it with the power to influence matter? That power is born from the unity of heart and mind. This is step 2, achieving coherence. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field that's 5,000 times stronger than your brain's. Your emotions are the language the universe understands without translation. When your thoughts about what you desire and your feelings fully align, you enter a state of harmony, coherence. In that moment, your energy field intensifies and begins to synchronize with the field of possibilities around you. The practice is simple. Place your hand over your heart. Take 3 slow, deep breaths, inhale for 5 seconds, pause briefly, then exhale for 5 seconds. Now recall a moment in your life when you felt deep, genuine gratitude or unconditional love. It could be your child, a pet, or the beauty of nature. Let that feeling rise in your chest. Feel the warmth and light expanding from the center, filling your entire body. Hold this state for at least 60 seconds. Practicing this daily shifts your baseline vibration from scarcity to gratitude. So, you've learned to generate this powerful state. But how do you use it to become the person for whom your desired reality is already the norm? The 3rd step is embodying your higher self. You literally become the upgraded version of yourself right now, without waiting for external changes. Sit quietly. Take 3 deep breaths, inhale for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, and exhale for 5 seconds. Now mentally picture your ideal self. The version of you who already has everything you desire. What does this person look like? How do they feel? Notice their confidence, radiance, and calm. Now, most importantly, stand up and begin to move like that person. Straighten your back, lift your chin. Smile with their relaxed, confident smile. Walk around the room, feeling their strength and ease in every step. Start thinking their thoughts, repeating silently, everything flows easily and naturally for me. Hold this state for at least 3 minutes. The more often you consciously step into this role, the faster your physical reality begins to align with the new standard. This is deep work with your mind and emotions. But how do you anchor it on the densest, physical level? The answer lies in the fourth step, directly sensing your body's energy. Your body isn't just flesh and bone, it's a living source of energy. Let's try a simple experiment. Rub your palms together quickly for 10 seconds until you feel warmth. Then slowly separate them about 15 to 20 centimeters apart, keeping them facing each other. Focus all your attention on the space between your hands. What do you notice? A gentle warmth, tingling, maybe a sense of pressure or pulsing. That's your bioenergetic field, your life force. Begin slowly moving your hands closer and farther apart, playing with the sensation and amplifying it. By learning to feel your energy this way, you take the first step toward directing it, for healing, achieving goals, or simply recharging. But how do you ensure this energy is always abundant? The fifth step is optimizing your personal energy, building a foundation that nourishes you daily. Your body is your personal battery, and it needs to be charged systematically. Start with sleep. Your fuel comes from whole, living foods, not processed meals. Drink plenty of clean water. Your body needs daily movement, whether it's a walk or simple stretching. Sleep is sacred time for resetting, 7 to 8 hours in complete darkness and silence. Then there's what you feed your mind and your environment. Consciously catch negative thoughts and shift them to neutral or positive ones. Bring order to your home, external chaos creates internal chaos. Limit interactions with people who leave you drained, and surround yourself with those who radiate light. And finally, simple practices for instant alignment. Your posture isn't just about appearance, it's a direct channel for the free flow of energy. Just 15 minutes in the morning sun charges you with vitamins and vitality. And 30 seconds of cool water at the end of a shower gives a boost stronger than any coffee. Use the power of your voice. A deep tone or simple humming creates vibrations that harmonize your entire being. You might think this is trendy or mystical nonsense. But in truth, you've just accessed wisdom that's thousands of years old, and now being validated by modern science. These aren't inventions of the 21st century, they're reinterpreted legacies of ancient civilizations. Techniques like focus shifting and visualization were central to the mysteries of ancient Egypt, where priests and initiates learned to embody divine qualities to reshape reality. In ancient Greece, philosophers from Plato to the Pythagoreans explored the power of the mind and imagination as tools for understanding and shaping the world. They knew that before something appears in the outer world, it must first be formed as a clear inner image. The concept of harmonizing heart and mind, what we now call coherence, is at the core of yoga and qigong practices. For millennia, Indian yogis worked with the heart center, anahata, seeing it as a bridge between the material and the spiritual, a source of unconditional love capable of healing and creation. In China, qigong masters developed the teachings of dantian, energy centers where mind, breath, and life force unite into a single power that influences health and longevity. The very concepts of life energy, known as prana in India and qi in China, form the foundation of all Eastern systems of wellness and spiritual growth. Our ancestors didn't have advanced instruments, but they intuitively sensed and learned to work with these subtle forces, forces that modern science is only beginning to detect. And today, science is finally giving us the language to describe this ancient knowledge. Researchers now confirm that the electromagnetic field of the heart is thousands of times stronger than that of the brain, directly affecting our health, emotions, and even the world around us. At the same time, quantum physics reveals a stunning picture. At its core, reality is a field of pure potential. Your conscious, focused attention acts like a switch, causing this limitless ocean of possibilities to crystallize into a single, tangible event. You quite literally shape your reality through your inner state. In doing so, you tap into a power known to sages for centuries, now validated in scientific labs. Today, science finally offers a language to describe this ancient wisdom. Modern research institutions, using advanced instruments, have confirmed that the heart's electromagnetic field is 5,000 times stronger than that of the brain and directly influences our health, emotions, and even those around us. Quantum physics reveals an even more astonishing truth: at its core, reality is a field of pure potential. Your consciousness, focused attention, and intention actively select one possibility from this field and bring it into form as a specific event or object. You're engaging with a force long known to wise traditions, and now backed by scientific evidence. You become the conscious creator of your own life. As promised, here are real-life examples that worked. I've gathered them from various forums and personal stories, removing names and details to highlight the essence of the process. Let's start with a financial story. A man was constantly stressed by debt and felt like he was running in place. He began practicing the first and second steps daily. Each morning, he would close his eyes for a few minutes and visualize a clear image of his bank account showing the amount he desired. But the key was his focus on the feeling, relief, safety, and gratitude. He immersed himself in the emotion of freedom. After about 2 months, during a casual walk, an idea for a small side project popped into his mind. It was an idea that never would have surfaced under the weight of constant anxiety. He started working on it, and that small stream of income gradually grew into a steady flow, allowing him to pay off his debts and leave a job he disliked. The second story is about a woman who, after a difficult divorce, felt invisible and alone. She wasn't actively seeking a relationship but focused on the third step, embodying her higher self. Each morning, she looked in the mirror and asked herself how the version of her who is loved, valued, and truly happy would stand, breathe, and smile. She straightened her posture, relaxed her shoulders, and held that state for at least 5 minutes. Just a few weeks later, she began noticing changes. Strangers smiled at her more often. Her co-workers started valuing her opinion. That inner shift gave her the confidence to enroll in a course she'd dreamed about for years. It was there that she met someone, and they built a healthy, harmonious relationship. The third story is about chronic fatigue and burnout. This person felt completely drained, no energy for work or family. His solution was the fifth step, systematic energy optimization. He didn't try to change everything at once. He started small, a glass of clean water right after waking up and a 10-minute walk during lunch break. After a month, he noticed a subtle shift and added another habit, going to bed 15 minutes earlier. Gradually, step by step, over 6 months, he built a system, balanced nutrition, regular movement, and a consistent sleep routine. He didn't perform any heroic feats. He simply took small, steady steps. As a result, his energy levels multiplied, and he rediscovered his zest for life. The fourth example is about personal boundaries. A young woman struggled to say no, constantly taking on others' tasks and feeling unappreciated. She focused on a combination of the first and third steps. First, she visualized herself calmly and confidently declining an inconvenient request, imagining a positive response from the other person. Then she embodied that confident version of herself, rehearsing phrases in front of the mirror, feeling strength and clarity in her voice. At first, it was incredibly difficult, her voice trembled. But she kept going. Eventually, she learned to stand up for herself without guilt or aggression. And the paradox? People began respecting her far more, and her self-esteem soared. Finally, the fifth story is about creative block. An aspiring writer wanted to finish his book but was paralyzed by fear of criticism and imposter syndrome. Here, the second and fourth steps work together. Each morning, he practiced heart coherence, not just gratitude, but deep joy and excitement for the creative process, for playing with words. Then he rubbed his palms together, felt the energy between them, and mentally directed that warm ball of energy into his laptop, into his project. This helped quiet his inner critic and simply begin. He made a deal with himself to write for just 15 minutes a day. That small, daily ritual broke the block, and within a few months, the book was finished. This is your blueprint. 5 keys. 5 proven actions used by ancient sages and now confirmed by science. Right now, you're at a crossroads. Life isn't what happens to you. Life is the choice you make in this very moment. You can close this video, nod, and say, "That was interesting." And nothing will change. You'll stay exactly where you are. Or you can choose differently. You can take the first, smallest step. Today. Choose just one of the 5 actions that resonated most with you. Just one. And start applying it. Consistently. Every day. No pressure, no expectations. Just a new ritual. Your new reality is already waiting behind the door. But only you can open it. This channel is your ongoing resource for transformation. Subscribe now so you don't miss the next, even deeper practices. And most importantly, your experience is priceless. Leave a comment with just 3 words, "I'm beginning," and add the name of the action, like, "I'm beginning with coherence." It's not just a comment, it's your public declaration. It's a signal to the universe and your subconscious that you're ready for change. Take action. Your power has been within you all along. Now it's time to use it. Watch until the end, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's grow together.